Hello guys, in today's video I'll show you how we went from this beautiful image to this beautiful animation you see on your screen. Also, I will show you how to do lip sync for animated characters and music videos, and we'll also talk backgrounds and how easy it is to make them. This will be one of the best video and animation you have seen yet on Moho Studio, so please watch to the end, like the video, share the video and comment on the video, and most importantly check the description for the full animated music video link, and out of your big heart show some support to the artist because we are using his work to teach. And most of all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe and let's get the ball rolling. With that being said, let's get this started. So the first step to turn your image into animation is to get your image, and this image you see right here is an AI generated image and it was gotten from Leonardo.ai. And as we all know, you can generate whatever image you want these days. So I will not go deep into that for now. If you want a tutorial on how to generate images, let me know in the comments below. And the first step is grab your image that you've generated, put it into Photoshop and remove the backgrounds. And as you can see here, I'm using the image selection tool to remove the background from this image, and I'm keenly doing this so that every part of the image is selected properly. And as you could see right here, I'm selecting all the parts and the edges so that I can actually remove the image completely without having any part left out. And after removing this, the next step for you to do is to go to your masking and shift the edges, and so that you have smooth edges. And after doing that, you make sure that you delete any other part that is left untouched. You remove it and make sure that your image is clean, properly removed, as you could see right here. And what you need to do is save the image. The next thing is to enlarge the image, because the image you generated is probably from the free source, and I'm using upscale to enlarge my images. It's free for you to use, and you can see I have enlarged this image. It didn't take me a lot of time to do that. And after your image is enlarged, the next thing you need to do is grab this image and drop it into Moho Studio, where our next work begins. And once you're in Moho Studio, adjust the image correctly to fit whatever frame you want to animate on. That is the first thing for you to do. And the next thing, make sure that everything looks properly well and well adjusted. And the next thing for you to do is go to your tab, go to draw, and you hit the tab triangulate to the mesh. And when you hit that, you see the mesh now forms around your image. The next step is grab your add point tool and start adding points to your image so that you will be able to animate those points. So make sure that whichever point you're adding the points where you would want to animate. And as you watch this, just follow exactly what you see I'm doing, because this is the way I add my points to my images whenever I want to animate. And usually when I animate a face, I like to add the points to the eyes, the eyebrows, below the eyes and below the eyebrows, and to the head. And all these other points you see I add is to make sure that whenever I'm animating, these points don't move. The edges that I put these lines on are the places I want to move. So sometimes you put these lines to make sure that other parts of the face don't move, and so that you have full control of whatever you are animating. You can go ahead and slow the video down to see exactly what I am doing and see all the parts that I am adding these points to, so that you can follow through with ease. So I fast forward it so that we don't have so much of a long video. All right. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer you as much as I can. And if you want a face-to-face conversation, there's a link in the description for this purpose specifically, because I know most of you have some questions that you want answered, but you want to do it while you are working on your project. So hit the link in the description, hit me up, and let's get this started. After adding your points, the next thing for you to do is bone your character. So you add your bones and you select the part you want the bones to be merged with, and you merge them to that bones. And if you have a full character, you can go ahead and do it, whichever way you want. So but you follow the boning process, which I have on my page here, I've showed you before how to, bone your character. It's the same process. You go ahead, you bone your character, you add bones for the eye closed, the eye open, the eyebrow raised, eyebrow down, lips smile, mouth open, whatever animation you are hoping to do for this character. Those are the type of bones you will add because you've already added the points initially that you want to animate. So you add those points to the bones that you have created and you merge them to the bones so that you can create a wonderful and amazing animation. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And also check out this video right here where I show you how to create such type of animations also. So after you've been able to bone your character, the character is ready for animation. The next thing for you to do is bring in your backgrounds and start adjusting for your scenes and start animating your character to the type of animation you want the animation to happen on that scene, or the type of animation you want to create basically. So what you see right now on screen, this is me animating the character because the character is doing actually a walk forward, and what I wanted to achieve right here was to make sure that the character is walking forward because she's a queen, an African queen, where she walks forward and smiles to the camera, and that is what I am trying to achieve here. And you can go ahead and slow the video a bit so that you can see how I did this creation. So while creating this animation, I used Leonardo.ai to create a lot of scenes and characters that I need for the animation. And at this point, we want to talk about backgrounds. Background is one of the most intricate part, and creating your backgrounds in Moho Studio can be tricky. But now with AI, it is much more easier for us to create different backgrounds that we want. As you could see right here, most of the backgrounds I use were created by AI. And I think this is very helpful for whatever animation you are trying to create. It doesn't matter what it is. All you just need to know how to do is prompt properly and you get your background. Take, for example, let's see this one. I'll be showing you here the exact prompt I use to create this type of background and the things that I added in it. So let's go into this and create the background we want. So now I'll copy this prompt here. Create a vibrant and dynamic background for an Afrobeat Afropop song. The background should be colorful and has depth. And you could see right here, this is the result of this. So we'll use this same one and recreate a fresh new background. You could see right here, the prompt is already available here because we are going to remix what we've done initially. And you can go ahead and add whatever you want. Now, the reason I added Afrobeat Afropop song is because I wanted to have that African type of feel. So, and I want it to be very colorful. And the backgrounds that it generates are amazingly colorful. And I'm using this fine-tuned model of Leonardo Anime XL. So I'm using the Anime XL, and you can come here to change it to whatever you want. You can use the lightning, diffusion, kino, vision, and so on and so forth, 3D style, whichever one you want. And just so you know, I'm using the free Leonardo.ai at this moment, and you can upgrade to get much more use of Leonardo.ai. But let's generate this background and let's see the result that it gives to us. Most times it generates and puts a character into the background, but you don't want to create a background with a character. You just want plain background. And you could see this is one of the situations we usually have while we're trying to create. So I'll go ahead and generate again. And probably by the time I continuously generate, I will have a simple background. So what you could see here right now is we already have an amazing looking background, which is a background for a song. But our problem is that we have a character in between and we don't want the character in here. That is the issue. So let's generate again. So we'll generate and refine tune the prompt until we have a plain background, an empty background. If Leonardo keep giving us something with background. So what I will do right here is, since it says create a vibrant and dynamic background for an Afrobeat song, the background should be colorful and has depth. I can add a negative prompt, and in that negative prompt, I would say no no character in the background, right? So let's try that and see. So you can see it still brings out the one with the character, and this looks really good. This looks really good. You could go ahead and create an animation out of this if you want. And we have another one again, still with a character. So let me add something here. I can go ahead and hit a comma and still add the background, because the issue I think that normally happens is that the the AI is trying to create a complete picture for you, and this is the issue. It's whatever is generating, it's perfectly great, as you can see, but we want something that is plain, right? So we'll go ahead and say boom, and now we have a plain background. Now you can see we have a background that that fits. So you could go ahead and say the background should have a stage look or whatever it is. All you are trying to do is make sure that the AI understands that what you are trying to show it is a plain background, not a background with um people in it, because this is what you want to use. And as you can see here, this is very usable and amazing. If you put a character seated here with a girl, you have a wonderful animation already. So that is how I create backgrounds using leonardo.ai. And if you have a better way, let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Now to lip sync and animation. Right here, what you see me doing is trying to create a lip sync to the song that is singing. And one of the things I usually do while creating my character is I make sure that I put a mouth open and mouth closed. And with that mouth open, I have an ah vowel mouth and an O vowel mouth, which makes it easier for me to open and close the mouth and put those vowel sounds in, as you could see with the bones right there. And I also have a T bone. That T is a vowel sound for the E, T, and S sounds whenever we are creating lip sync. So with this right now, you could see how slowly I am taking it frame by frame to create the lip sync, moving each mouth bone, opening it and closing it according to the words that are being sung on the song. Now, this is very critical that you keep this in mind while creating this. Whenever you hear an O or, that is when you shift the bone to an or sound. And make sure you add a keyframe before you shift it. And while adding a keyframe, make sure you add the keyframe of other bones that are related to the mouth before you add an open or a closed keyframe. So you can see now the mouth is moving exactly as it is. To simulate that singing voice perfectly well, you have to make sure that while the mouth opens like we love, you adjust the bone to the flow of the song as it opens and as it closes, so that you simulate this emotional feel that the mouth is actually singing the song, even if you don't have the perfect type of mouth for the animation. Not except your mouth is not created by bones, they are just switch layers. I hope that makes sense. I also have a full complete course on this, on how to create this whole type of animation and do lip sync, head turn, head movement, eye movement, mesh, etc. Just check out the description below and get the course for yourself. It's very cheap and it's easy to learn with. And I know that a lot of people that have taken this course, from their testimonials, they have said it is one of the best animation courses out there to teach 2D Moho Studio animation. So do check it out if it's something that you're interested in. Let me also know in the comments if you have any specific questions, and I hope this video is really helpful to you. What I try to do is make sure that you get the right ideas that will help you and propel your animation. Let me know in the comments below if it's really helpful, and do check out this video right here to learn more on animation. See you in the next video.